In 1968, during the Vietnam War, 2 American soldiers got trapped in the dense jungle while a heavy storm raged around them. Their leader tried to radio for help, saying that he had lost contact with the rest of the team. Suddenly, one of the soldiers screamed and vanished into the trees. Panicked, the leader fired his gun but saw nothing. Shaking with fear, he ran forward and noticed something moving in the bushes. Before he could react, a dinosaur leapt out and attacked him. The next morning, at the American camp, a Vietnamese woman tried to warn the soldiers that a winged creature had taken her husband, but no one believed her. Soon after, a truck was captured carrying strange containers. Tests revealed dangerous radiation inside, while nearby bombs exploded, creating chaos. One soldier informed Colonel Jericho about the truck and the missing team. Jericho immediately decided to send the Vulture Squad on a rescue mission. Meanwhile, Vulture Squad entered the enemy camp stealthily. They captured 2 guards quietly and took out a sniper on watch. The team moved forward, opening fire on enemies while snipers provided cover. Clearing the area didn't take long, and they finally found prisoners. 3 Americans had already been killed, but 2 were still alive, trapped in cages. Suddenly, a hidden enemy soldier attacked, but a sergeant quickly took him down with a machete. Helicopters soon arrived, and the squad received a briefing about another mission. The squad was then dropped at a camp where American soldiers had caged a tiger. Jericho explained the strange events in the valley and ordered the team to investigate and rescue the missing soldiers for extraction by helicopter. When the squad asked for details, Jericho said it was all classified. Later, he privately instructed squad leader Baker to maintain control over his men, promising to clear Baker's old record if the mission succeeded. Back at base, Keyes spoke with his teammate Stav about mental trauma. Stav sometimes caused loud noises during missions, which could be dangerous. Keyes made him promise to seek help soon. That evening, the squad took off on their next flight. Suddenly, the helicopter alarm went off. The weapons system was failing, but thankfully, it stayed on course. The team was dropped near the jungle where they discovered a massive path, wider than an elephant trail. While exploring, they found enormous bird-like footprints and giant wings lying nearby. They also found a bag with a map marking Research Station 4 and a note saying, "We are being hunted." Bullet shells and footprints surrounded the bag, so the squad decided to follow the tracks deeper into the jungle. As they moved, strange noises came from the bushes. Suddenly, something grabbed Baker's leg and dragged him. He opened fire until the creature released him. The rest of the team ran to help, bandaged his wounds, and moved on. Meanwhile, a Russian team called the Dogs of War was hunting. Americans, too. They had kidnapped a guide named Conan and found fresh bullet casings. One soldier at the back failed to see a hidden dinosaur and was bitten to death. The others assumed the Americans were responsible. Vulture Squad continued, unsure if a monster really existed. They found a huge claw on the ground. Some wanted to turn back, but Baker noticed a piece of a uniform and insisted on moving forward. Eventually, they reached a cave, finding the missing team's bodies torn apart by a massive predator. As they went deeper, strange noises echoed from the dark. Suddenly, winged dinosaurs attacked. The soldiers fired continuously to survive, creating chaos. Baker and Varn got separated, moving through a narrow tunnel that led them outside, where the jungle revealed terrifying new sights. They could hear noises around them, suggesting even more dangerous creatures were nearby. Baker and Varn decided to climb up the boulders to escape. Suddenly, a dinosaur lunged at Baker, but he quickly fired his gun and brought it down. The sound of gunfire attracted more dinosaurs, but they couldn't jump very high. Baker and Varn kept climbing steadily until they reached the cave's ceiling. Meanwhile, the rest of the Vulture soldiers managed to exit the cave safely. They heard rustling in the bushes and suspected the winged dinosaurs might attack again. They readied their weapons, but froze when a massive, monstrous creature appeared right in front of them. After following the tracks for some time, Baker and Varn reached an open field and were stunned to see a gigantic sleeping dinosaur surrounded by the bones of its previous prey. Suddenly, 3 baby dinosaurs emerged from behind it, making loud noises at the humans. The mother dinosaur awoke instantly. Baker and Varn ran for their lives, firing at the dinosaur's face along the way to slow it down. They tried hiding in the bushes, but the dinosaur still managed to track them. By morning, the rest of the Vulture soldiers crossed a river and rested briefly, worried about Baker and Varn. They didn't want to return to the cave because it was too dangerous, but strange noises forced them to move forward. Meanwhile, Baker and Varn were still fleeing the enormous dinosaur rolling down the valley until they hid behind a fallen tree. Baker threw a grenade to distract the creature, and then both ran again. Eventually, they reached the edge of a cliff and jumped into the water. The dinosaur followed and fell in as well. In the river, Varn lost consciousness, so Baker dragged him to the shore. The dinosaur swam away in another direction. At that moment, Sophia appeared, helping Baker and reviving Varn. She explained that their remaining team was probably dead and invited them to her lab. As both groups moved through the jungle, they encountered dinosaurs of various colors and shapes, but managed to sneak past them without getting caught. After some time, Keyes and his team navigated safely alongside large herbivorous dinosaurs. Meanwhile, Sophia led Baker and Varn to Research Station 4, where she had been living alone for over a year. She had previously worked with a team of scientists, but now she was the only survivor. Inside the station, Sophia locked the door and explained that the building was made of steel and reinforced concrete, making it safe to stay. Then she showed them an injection, which made the soldiers nervous. They demanded answers, even trying to use their radio, and she revealed that Russian General Borden had killed everyone who knew about this place, leaving her as the sole survivor. She also mentioned that Borden was constructing a massive collider. Varn managed to get a radio connection, and Baker took over the conversation, explaining everything to Jericho. He described the dinosaurs and demanded that their remaining team be rescued. He warned that if Jericho didn't cooperate, he would expose everything he had seen. Jericho didn't believe the dinosaurs at first, but ordered an investigation into Borden. He recalled seeing a large tooth brought from the jungle, which made him suspicious. Meanwhile, Baker, Varn, and Sophia left the station, hoping to find the rest of their team. Elsewhere, the Vulture Squad was crossing an open field when sudden gunfire broke out. Keyes was hit in the leg. It turned out that the dead dogs of war, Russians, were ambushing them. The Russian soldiers had found them, so the Vulture team had no choice but to turn and fight. Sophia and her companion, hearing the gunfire, rushed in the same direction. Both sides fired at each other from cover, but nothing significant happened. Suddenly, the fighting stopped as several large flying dinosaurs swooped down from the sky. The soldiers panicked, firing while trying to take cover. One dinosaur landed right in front of a Russian soldier and tore open his stomach with its beak. The other dinosaurs joined in, devouring him, which gave the remaining soldiers a chance to escape. The Vulture team carried the injured Keyes into the forest, while the two remaining Russian soldiers fired at the dinosaurs to keep them away. Soon they reunited with Conan. After moving a safe distance, the team bandaged Keyes' wounds. At the same time, Baker, Varn, and Sophia arrived. The Vulture soldiers didn't trust Sophia since she was Russian. Suddenly, small dinosaurs emerged from the bushes, surrounding them from all sides. They even began climbing the trees to get closer. The soldiers immediately opened fire, killing several dinosaurs, but their numbers kept growing. In the chaos, one dinosaur attacked Keyes from behind, dragging him away. After a while, it left him near a tree, where more dinosaurs surrounded him. Keyes grabbed a nearby branch to fight back. A dinosaur lunged at him from above, but Keyes pushed it off and stood ready to fight. Then, something strange happened. All the small dinosaurs suddenly fled in fear. Keyes thought the danger had passed, but the real terror appeared. A massive, predatory dinosaur that had caused the others to run. It attacked Keyes, repeatedly trampling and striking him, deepening his wounds. At that moment, he heard his friends' voices. Quickly, he pulled out a knife and plunged it into the predator's neck. The dinosaur screamed in pain, and hearing it, the Vulture team immediately opened fire. Terrified, the creature fled. The soldiers rushed to Keyes and began treating his fresh wounds. Sophia suggested leaving Keyes there, but Baker firmly refused. By evening, the entire group reached Sophia's building. Keyes was laid on a table and given injections to relieve his pain. During this, Baker noticed Sophia sneaking out of the room. He followed her and saw her injecting herself. She was addicted to drugs. Then Sophia revealed the truth. She explained that the dinosaurs were an accident that could have been prevented. Her husband was a nuclear research scientist, and she was a paleontologist. The Russian army had sent them into the jungle for a dangerous experiment. Their job was to create a wormhole using a machine called the Collider so Russia could directly attack America. but Borden and his team were careless, causing the collider to malfunction and open a doorway to the past, letting dinosaurs into the present. When Russian soldiers arrived, they killed the entire research team, leaving Sophia as the sole survivor. Now, Borden had abandoned this lab and was building a new collider in the mountains. At night, the soldiers saw a dinosaur running near the building. They didn't fire to avoid revealing their location, but the dinosaur tried to enter through a window. Forced, they shot it in the head. More dinosaurs arrived, so the Vulture team took positions at the windows and fired continuously for several minutes. Finally, all the animals retreated and the building fell silent. When someone started pounding on the door, the soldiers fired again. Then another dinosaur broke in through the door. The team worked together, pushing it out and closing the door. But yet another dinosaur climbed onto the glass roof, smashing it with its head. The soldiers fired at it, but fighting so many dinosaurs at once was impossible. Sophia pointed out a back door that could lead them straight to the dogs of war, giving them a possible escape. Keyes realized he wouldn't survive, so he told his friends to leave him behind and escape. Before parting, Stowball shared one last cigarette with him. Then the rest of the team ran. As the dinosaurs entered, Keyes activated 2 grenades. From a distance, the other soldiers on the dog's boat watched the massive explosions, mourning their friend, and then got on the boat to move ahead. The next morning, the boat sailed down the river. Baker told the team about the second collider, and they decided it had to be destroyed. Sophia tried to warn them, but she fainted from her addiction. When she regained consciousness, she explained that dropping a bomb on the collider could destroy the entire world. Instead, it just had to be shut down. The soldiers were amazed to see dinosaurs around them. During this, Sophia tried to steal another syringe, but the soldiers stopped her, and it fell into the water during the scuffle. A dinosaur leapt from the water, grabbed the syringe, and disappeared. Baker angrily scolded Sophia and gave her a cigarette to help her fight her addiction. Meanwhile, Stowball saw the water dinosaur at the riverbank eating smaller dinosaurs. He wanted to shoot it, but the soldiers stopped him. Deeply troubled, he even thought about ending his own life, but Baker stopped him in time, reminding him they needed him. After hours on the boat, the team reached a foggy area. As they disembarked, they saw several human bodies on the ground. Moving cautiously through the dense jungle, the thick fog allowed small dinosaurs to ambush them easily. Chaos erupted. The soldiers fought back with bullets, knives, and bare fists. Seeing all his friends injured, Stowball's mind broke. He screamed and fired at all the dinosaurs, then ran ahead to lure them toward him. He stopped by the river and kept shooting at the approaching creatures until only one bullet remained. Hearing Keyes' voice in his mind, he used the last bullet on himself. The dinosaurs swarmed around him and devoured him. That night, the team finally reached the Russian base. Baker called Jericho and gave him the location. Jericho said it was a national security site and shouldn't be damaged or approached. Baker pretended the line was static and acted as if he understood the situation, giving the team permission to act. He requested a rescue helicopter and ended the call. The Vulture team quietly moved around the walls, taking out guards silently and even beheading them when necessary. Most of the team kept advancing, eliminating Russian soldiers. Meanwhile, Sophia and Baker sneaked toward the main area, noticing the returning Russian soldiers. Condon, who hated Borden for letting the dinosaurs enter their country, was present. After everything that had happened, even the dogs, the Russian soldiers, were unhappy with Borden, almost shooting him before the others pulled them away. The Vulture team set explosives around the camp. Sophia and Baker quietly took down 2 guards and freed the dogs, who listened to their plan and agreed to help. Some Russian soldiers shot a small dinosaur, but Borden scolded them. Soon, everyone realized why the dinosaur parents got so angry and attacked when they saw their young harmed. The furious dinosaurs charged toward the base, destroying everything in their path. Any soldiers who couldn't stop them were killed, and the dinosaurs began attacking the people. The dinosaurs swung their massive tails and crushed vehicles under their huge claws. Soon, the remaining soldiers panicked and ran. The dinosaurs grabbed them with their jaws and tossed bodies at each other as if playing. Borden ran to hide in a building, and Baker's team chased him. However, the dinosaurs kept getting in their way. Finally, they found a chance to hide and prepare to enter the building. Amid the chaos, Condon recognized that Miller, one of the Vulture team, was the man who had killed her family. She attacked him, and a fierce fight broke out. As a dinosaur approached, both hid under a vehicle. While the dinosaur began destroying tanks and other vehicles, Miller pushed Condon aside and tried to escape, but Condon jumped on him again and attacked with a knife. Miller regretted his past actions and apologized, then activated a bomb. The massive explosion killed both Miller and Condon, and the dinosaurs scattered in fear. Inside the building, Baker's team reached a lab and killed a scientist who tried to stop them. The rest of the scientists surrendered. Sophia began disabling the collider. Soon, the rest of the Vulture soldiers arrived, but Borden appeared with a gun. Baker shot him first, and Sophia spat on him, wanting to seem strong without killing. Then Sophia cut a cable, shutting off the building's electricity. Emergency lights came on, but they noticed that Borden had disappeared. Suddenly, several dinosaurs arrived at the base, attacking the bodies and blocking the escape route. The Vulture soldiers threw smoke grenades to slow them down and started shooting, but the dinosaurs' numbers were overwhelming. They broke into the lab and started destroying everything. One of the dogs was killed instantly. Borden tried to use the control panel but was eaten by a dinosaur. The rest set explosives and ran. One Vulture soldier stayed behind, firing to hold off the dinosaurs until he died in the explosion. Sophia led the survivors to a back exit, running fast because some dinosaurs were still chasing them. They reached a ladder. Baker sent the team up while staying behind to cover them. He kept throwing grenades as he ran, but it wasn't enough to stop the dinosaurs. Eventually, they attacked him, and Baker was killed. The remaining team saw the dinosaurs approaching, but managed to escape outside. Jericho, with helicopters and the full team, was already there. As the dinosaurs arrived, everyone fired together, while helicopters provided air support and took out the flying dinosaurs that had joined the battle. Many soldiers died, but the team survived long enough to destroy the explosive base. They ran toward the helicopters and finally took off safely. During the flight, Jericho scolded the team for destroying the machine instead of stealing it for America. Sophia explained that it was too late, and destroying the collider had already caused dinosaurs to appear outside the jungle. This could be dangerous for the world in the future.